Hello, it's Amy. I'm back again with the Journal of Emily Shore. This is the diary of a teenage girl in the 1830s. And this is going to be a bit of a shorter reading today because we're just going to finish off the chapter and tidy things up for the year 1836 before we dive in the next video into the year 1837. So here we are on page 174. And this is December 25th, so Christmas Day 1836. Yesterday I was 16 years old. Today I am 17. So great, that is the confirmation of the day that she's observing as her birthday. I'm not sure if it's actually her birthday or if it was just, kind of a tradition to observe her birthday on Christmas Day. It very well could have been her day of birth. But I think this is the first time we actually have her acknowledging throughout this entire journal her date of birth, because I've been speculating about when she transitions from one age to the next. And I could have sworn we already had some notes saying she was 17. So maybe that's an error. Either way, she says she's 17. Yesterday I was 16 years old. Today I'm 17. The sound of the words seemed to affect a greater change than the actual space of time. I lay awake last night for a long time, kept awake by a little matter which has disturbed my equanimity and put me into a painful state of mind. I heard the midnight clock strike 12. I counted every stroke, and when the last had sounded, I had completed my 17th year and entered another. I look back on the year I have just finished with many mingled feelings, most of a painful nature. When I have felt happy, I have also felt that something more was wanting to complete that happiness, and for that something I have ardently wished and longed. This feeling has always rankled within with various degrees of intensity, sometimes so little acknowledged to myself, never to anyone else, that it has seemed no longer to exist, and for a time my life has glided on in calm and uninterrupted enjoyment. I remember that last year I had no outward impediment to happiness. All was prosperous around me. I could pursue unchecked all my favorite studies and amusements, and I grew more and more attached to the world and estranged from heaven. In this state I felt my danger. I felt as if no ordinary call could awaken me from my dream of happiness. I almost wished and prayed for affliction, if there were no other means of correction. And has not God answered this half-indulged wish? Has he not chastised me by withdrawing me from those things which chiefly form the delight of my life? It is a striking and impressive circumstance in which I cannot fail to see his fatherly hand. There is completely a world within me, unknown, unexplored by any but myself. I see well that my feelings, my qualities, my character are understood by none else. I am not what I am supposed to be. I am liked and loved far more than I deserve. I hate, yes, I truly hate myself, for I see the depths of sin within me which are hidden from all other eyes. No one ought ever to feel satisfied with himself, with his progress and holiness, but they may feel peace of mind, and much must I be changed before I can reach this state. Yet I have now many advantages which I hope to improve. I have more leisure for serious thought. I have a dangerous illness hovering over my head to warn me. I am, by my removal to Devonshire, removed also from the temptations to some of my chief faults. December 26, Monday. I frequently read and repeat poetry to A and P. I cannot express how passionately I love poetry. It is in all my thoughts, sleeping and waking. All day long I have some line or passage running in my head. Whenever I am by myself or lying awake at night, it is my delight to repeat a poem. And when I open my eyes in the morning, the first thing which occurs to me is commonly a passage of poetry. Besides which, I frequently compose it myself and have constant visions of new poems floating in my brain. I could not exist without poetry. December 31st, Saturday. This is the last day of the week. the last day of the month, and the last day of the year. It seems wonderful to think that the year 1836 should already have passed away, and it is awful too. Time flies each year on more rapid wings. I lay awake in bed this night, as well as on that preceding Christmas Day, and heard the clock strike 12, the hour that parted 2 years of this world's existence. Stroke after stroke, I counted with deep interest. Each stroke seemed a bell tolling a dirge of the old year, its funeral knell. At last I went to sleep and had a brilliant dream. I dreamed of a glorious moonlight night. The sky was of a dense blue, almost black, and there was a lunar rainbow, a phenomenon which I have never in reality beheld, and which in my dream I gazed at with wonder and delight. While gazing at the splendid vision, I woke to the cold reality of a frosty morning in January. And that closes her journal for the year 1836.